First of all, I would like to welcome you all for this session, and I hope all of you are doing great. Today, you will be presented with a business opportunity which can be life transforming for you in terms of your financial goals and your personal upliftment. Now, I want to congratulate all of you for taking an action of joining this business opportunity. Okay, before we start, I'll have just two humble requests from all of you. The first one being, I want your commitment for next 45 to 50 minutes when the opportunity will be presented to you. You can choose to be in a disturbance-free and calmer place, and also you can put on your earphones. The second thing is keep your mind open, because your mind is like parachute. It only works when it is open. Now, to present this opportunity, we couldn't have anybody better than our leader and mentor, Mr. Vikas Singh. I'll briefly introduce him to you. After completion of his graduation, he started his professional career in automation engineer. And in the meantime, he lost his father to a severe chronic disease. He was left alone with a burdensome loan on his head. Now, while continuing his job, he came across a business opportunity and he immediately took it up to have an extra source of income. And soon when it started becoming a promising business, he left his job and started it as a full-time career. And now almost after 8 years, he is changing the lives of thousands of people. Today, he is a successful business mentor and a life coach. He has helped thousands of the people in starting their own business and their entrepreneurial journey. He has trained thousands of the people, not only in the India, but across the globe, and has transformed their lives. He has built a global team of leaders and entrepreneurs, and he has built a business which he will be presenting to you, which has allowed him to travel more than 11 countries on solo trip for more than 280 days without worrying about time and money. Today, he has a motto of transforming everyone's life who is around him in terms of health and wealth. That is what is his life's mission right now. And he is a living example of how a normal people's can life be transformed through this business model. So let us hear from our leader, who is not only showing the way, but helping the people and guiding them in all the way he can. I request Vikas sir to please take over. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for this wonderful introduction. And I'm so glad that you introduced so well. So welcome you all for this wonderful session online. And as Vivek said, let's be connected for almost 40 minutes. And I will tell you, I'll reveal how simple and how easy it is to have a life full of health, wealth, and happiness, provided if you have an open mind. See, parachute and mind works with a principle when it is open. So I'll assume that all of you attending this webinar have an open mind. So if you have an open mind, let's see that how can I help you to start your own business from your smartphone from today. As soon as this meeting ends, you will have your own business in 180 plus country. The moment the presentation ends, by click of button, you will be launching your own business in 180 countries. Isn't that amazing? So can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, so my question to you is, if God appears in front of you, what would you ask? Isn't it so interesting question? People love to get such situations. So let's say your favorite God, whatever religion you follow, appears in front of you. What would you ask? I am sure you will ask for health, especially in these times, and then wealth, and the most important thing, happiness. So how do we actually get all these three ingredients in one package? Now, when we look at, see, my father, I lost my dad when I was doing my first year engineering, and because of some chronic illness. As per his career was concerned, he was a top performer, and he was doing very well, but he was overexerting himself because of work pressure, and he could not take care of his health. Though he was able to build a house in our hometown, but he could not take care of his health. And when there was no health in the family, there was no happiness. Now, when there is a family member loss, how can we be happy? But ultimately, when I got to know the secret of health, wealth, and happiness, I said yes to it 7 years back, and today I am here in front of you. I am not telling you all this to impress you, but to impress on you. let us understand that what everybody wants. Don't you want enough time? Don't you want enough money to enjoy within that time? No, you might have a lot of time, but what if you don't have the money to enjoy it? And what if you don't have family members with you or the happiness with you to enjoy it? So if I tell you the secret where I got all these three things without doing anything excellent, no, I am an average person. I have just have a little common sense. Though I am an engineer, I was no, first class with distinction pass out from a very prestigious university. I was one of the toppers. But yes, I just applied my common sense. And there are some questions which we, and there are some things which we are always looking at. And what are these things which we are looking at always? First is security. How secure our career can be. The second is time. Will we have enough time? Let's say I can have build a career into corporate and I can reach at the top, but will I have enough time? No, I have seen people in my business and in the marketplace that they were executives, VPs, presidents of companies, but their children have least respect for them, but because they were never at home, because they never gave time to their children, and their children behave with them as if they are strangers. I don't want such no such positions in corporate where full time I would be in the office making money, but my own family is not with me. The third is health. Now health is very important, and then money. So we need all of these. If we have all these four things, I think we all can be happy and we can learn to live happy, right? Next. So, but what is the reality? If you look at the reality, 90% people have no money and no time. 90% of world population have lack of money. 70% of them are middle class, and then some of them are into lower middle class and the poor, and then some of them have no time, absolutely no time to enjoy that money. But what if I give you a solution? As Vivek introduced me, that I traveled on a solo trip for more than 280 days without worrying about the money, because I was enjoying those 280 days with myself, visiting almost 11 countries, going all alone. It is because I was not worried about time and I was not worried about money. Will that give happiness to you? And there may be many things, like you want to help people, you might want to give back to society, you want to have more liberty, you want to develop your personality, you want to meet new people, whatever might be your reason. So we are already lacking time and money, and what is making things worse is the situation right now. Now, we all know what our country and what the world is going through, and what is the impact, what will be the impact of all this in our economy. Now, there are already millions of jobs being lost. There are people I am getting to know, they are being fired almost every day. Their salaries have been cut. Automation is taking place about humans, and anyway, so everything is going downsize. Even it is job or whatever it is. Health is another factor. Now, I am speaking about immunity from last 7 years, and today all of a sudden the government of India is also saying build your immunity, build your immunity. Somebody forwarded me a message today, that Prime Minister Modi has written to Ayush that what should we do to build our immunity. And here is also, in this presentation, I'm going to discuss on the similar lines. So I hope all of you would have heard of this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you have not heard of this book, please, right now, today, you can buy it online if the delivery is there. So you can buy this book from your nearest store and start reading this book, because this book has changed my life. This book, if you read this book, you will understand the entire concept of wealth. Now, in this book, this is, and by the way, this is not just a book. It is world's most read book. In ranking is third most read book in the world. 32 million copies sold, 51 languages, and it was the best-selling book for 6 years in New York Times, written by Robert T. Kiyosaki. So Robert T. Kiyosaki in his book spoke about a quadrant, which he named cash flow quadrant. So what is this cash flow quadrant? He divided the entire population who makes money legally into two quadrants, one on the left side and one on the right side. So you can see on the left side, we have people working from someone else and self-employed. But on the right side, we have businessmen and investor. Now, when you look at the left side, these are the people who are into active source of earning. Now, in India, there is a lot of confusion between self-employed and businessmen. If you own a shop, what are you? Are you self-employed or a businessman? You are right, you are self-employed. If you, let's say you own a showroom, you open a showroom of Maruti, what you are? A self-employed or a businessman? Now here you are caught, right? You are still a self-employed person. Understand, if your business runs without you, only then you are a businessman. Until then you are self-employed. So if you look at the left side of the quadrant, these are basically into active source of earning, and people on the right side are into passive source of earning. So what is active earning and passive earning? Active income is an income generated by your presence, and passive income is an income generated with or without your presence. For an example, let's say if Narayan Murthy takes a vacation for 3 years, will he get paid? Yes, he will. But will an Infosys employee get paid if he takes a vacation for 3 months? I don't think so, right? Will a doctor get paid without going to his clinic for no, any amount of time? No, right? But if the doctor owns a hospital and he has hired 20 or 30 doctors to run the hospital, will he get paid? Yes, he will. So that's the difference. So if you look at the left quadrant, 90% of world population are in the left side of the quadrant, wherein only 10% of world population are on the right side of the quadrant. World's 5% wealth is with this 90% people, and world's 90% wealth is with this 10% population. Don't you see there is so much uneven distribution of wealth? How is this happening? And is it so fair that 10% people have 95% money and 5% people, 90% people have just 5% of money? See, did anybody stop us from doing business? So how can I say whether it is fair or not? It is based on your choices which you have made in our life. Did you choose to be on the left side? Did you choose to be on the right side? Now, I decided 7 years back to be on the left side, or be on the right side. But when I started my career 7 years back, I was on the left side. I was an employee. I was working as an employee. Then I quit my job and I started building the business. So while I was building the business, I was self-employed because my presence was required. After 3-4 years, I was not required in my business. So from employed to self-employed, then I went to businessman. And now I am investing my money into various other businesses and certain places where it keeps multiplying. So the transition. So if you are watching this webinar and if you are working somewhere, you don't worry. If you can take out 3 or 4 hours per day or 2 hours per day, that's all. 2 hours per day. If you can take out 2 hours per day, your transition from employed to self-employed and from self-employed to business can happen very easily. So what is the secret? And why people, if let's say, we all know that, see who has more money, you can see it is on the right side. Who has more time, you see it's on the right side. So people on the right has more money and more time. People on the left has less money and less time. Where do we want to be? That's our choice. Nobody has stopped us from doing business. So we want to be on the right side. But what stops us from being on the right side? But let us understand that why they have more money and more time. Let us see in the next slide, please. See, they have, the people in the right quadrant have that time and money because of the concept of leveraging. Now, if you see on the right side, you see a man using a rod to lift a heavy rock. He is using the concept of leveraging, and we have learned this in our school in physics. But if you look at the left side, money, some people are lifting the dollar. What does it mean? If we can use the leveraging in physics, but our school did not teach us how do you leverage on money. Leveraging means you making your job easy. Right now, what we do, we have to be there to make money. We have to go to office to make money. We have to do our work to make money. But if you look at the people in the right quadrant, they don't have to do the work to make money. They did their work for 10 years or 15 years max. After that, they did not work. See, my working capacity, I'm in this business from 7 years. And from 5 years, no, I was not, after 5 years, I did not have to work so much. So what did I do? I leveraged something. And what did I leverage? Let us see in the next slide. So people in the left quadrant, they use their time, their skill, and their money. Now remember, this is the formula of being a mediocre and being poor for rest of your life. If you are watching this webinar and if your income is dependent on your time, your skill, and your money, then you will never be rich. You will always be broke. You will never have that freedom of time and money because you are dependent on your time, your skill, and your money. Now let us understand. Tendulkar plays cricket on his skill? Yes. His time? Yes. Then how come he is so rich? Because, my dear friend, when he plays cricket, there are millions of billions of people who watch it. Billions of people who watch his cricket at various platforms. At the same time, Tendulkar has not restricted himself to one source of income. Can anybody tell me, Shahrukh Khan, what he does? He does acting. But do you know that his major part of income does not come from acting anymore? He started with acting, but today his income comes from businesses which he owns. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he's from my town, I am from Ranchi. His income from cricket is there, but he has more income than his businesses. He has this brand 7, then he has a restaurant, then he has this residential colonies. So If a person like them can have a second source of income, you watching this webinar, don't you think we also need a second source of income? But what is the problem with middle class and poor people? They don't want to do anything. They are happy. They are satisfied. They pretend that they are happy. They are satisfied. And they think that government should make them rich or somebody else should make them rich. That is not going to happen. So what is that secret of being having both money and time and enjoying your life? See, we have come on this planet. I believe, see, I strongly believe that before I go away from this planet, I must visit every single country on this planet. I must visit every single corner on this planet. Because if God has sent me to earth, why should I restrict myself in Bangalore in a cubicle? I should see the world. So in the right quadrant, if you see, these are the people who are using other people's time, other people's skill, other people's money. Let us understand how. Let's say Narayan Murthy owns Infosys. He has 24 hours, am I right? And an employee working in Infosys also has 24 hours. So if you look at income of anybody, his skill and his time into time. So if Narayan Murthy has a constant time, employee has a constant time, then how come Narayan Murthy has an exponential income? If you are understanding what I'm saying in terms of mathematics, it is because now Narayan Murthy has 10,000 employees, everybody working 8 hours a day. He's working 80,000 hours a day. But you know what happens with this employee? If he works for 40 hours in a week, 5 days in a week for 30 years of his life, can I repeat that? If an employee works for 40 hours a week, 5 days a week for 30 years of his life, he is going to work only 80,000 hours in his life. But if Narayan Murthy gets up early in the morning, or whether he is still sleeping, if he has 10,000 employees, he is working 80,000 hours in a day. That's how there is a difference in their income, because they have multiplied their time with other people's time, other people's skill. Narayan Murthy cannot be the gatekeeper and also the manager and also the HR and also a developer. So he has hired different skills of people, and he did not pay for anybody's education. So these employees have put on their money, they have invested on their education to go to school, to go to college and get a degree and then get a job. So it is other people's money. And when Narayan Murthy wanted to start business, he raised funding. So other people's money, he did not have money. He borrowed 10,000 rupees from his wife, Sudha Murthy. So they used other people's time, other people's skill, other people's money. So here their income is not dependent on anybody. Their income is not dependent on them. It is dependent on others. So that is how they have pom-pom, plenty of money with peace of mind. Yes, right. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay. Then what stops us from having our own business? So we all might say, okay, Vikas, you are talking about business. How will I do business? I don't have idea. I don't have the capital. I don't have I can't take risk. I don't know the market. There is a lot of competition. I don't know legality. I don't have infrastructure. I don't have resources. I don't have support and mentorship. And I don't know whether you have the last one, that is mindset. Because see, today, if I tell you, my dear friends watching this webinar, if I give you an idea, which is already there from last 10,000 years, and it has been proven currently from last 100 years, it has been proven scientifically also with our modern science that it works. What if I share an idea which was our ancestral idea, right? What about if I say that there is no money required to do the business? You might have to spend a little bit on yourself, not on this business. Risk, if there is no capital involved, how come there is risk? Market is global. As I said, by end of this presentation, you will be ready to launch your business in 180 countries. Isn't that amazing that you are spending some 40-50 minutes today in this presentation, and by end of this presentation, you will become a business owner. You will be a moving business organization with your 180 countries operations. You won't believe, if you go and look at the participant on this Zoom call, there are people who are from different countries watching this right now. And I'm here in my Bangalore in my bedroom and I'm doing this presentation. Isn't it amazing? I am running my business from my bedroom. Who doesn't want to do that, right? Competition, the product line which we have and the quality of products which we have, we are the world's largest company in that segment. We are the world's #1 company in that segment. The royal families of a lot of countries, they use our products. So you can understand that we are already ahead of our times. Legalities, you don't have to worry. We are present in 180 countries. So you can imagine that what kind of legal structure we would be following. Infrastructure, your bedroom can be your office as it is mine today. Resources, we all have. The actual resources are customers. And there are 8 billion people on this planet Earth. almost 6 billion people in 180 plus countries where we operate. So there is no lack of resources. Support and mentorship. At the left corner, you can see a logo called We Champions. To support you build the business, to give you the right mentorship. See, when I started the business, I did not come from a business background. So I needed somebody to teach me the business, because the basic difference between the left quadrant and right quadrant is the mindset. So somebody had to train me that how do I change my mindset to build business. So for that, support and mentorship is given by We Champions, right? Can you go to the next slide, please? So let's say if I solve all these issues, all these, I already told you that there's no investment, no capital, idea I'm going to share. So will you be able to do business? That's the question. The only thing which I'll not be able to help you with is your mindset. Now, let us find out. So now we understood that, yes, we need to build a business. So what is required to build a business? It's very simple. See, a guy was driving in, he was not driving, he was sitting at the back seat, and his driver was driving his Jaguar, and he was sitting inside his car, and it was raining heavily in Mumbai. He looked outside his window, and he saw a family of father, mother, and 2 children are getting drenched in heavy rain. They were in scooter, they were in bike. So when this gentleman reached office, he gathered his team, he gathered all his CEOs, CFOs, and everybody, and he said, I want all of you to think about an idea where we can make the cheapest car. That's how a Nano was born. So what did Ratan Tata did? Mr. Ratan Tata saw a problem. Then he went to his office to solve it. And when he solved the problem, what did he do? He made profit by solving the problem. This is the business. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, what you should find out, you should first find a problem, then solve the problem, and then by solving a problem, build a network around the solution. Means he built network of customers for Nano car. So similarly, Uber, Ola, Swiggy, Amazon, Redbus, Flipkart, what they saw a problem, they solved the problem, and they built a network of customers around the solution. This is the basic of starting any business, whether the business which I am showing it to you today, or you see any business in the world. So is there a genuine problem? If there is a genuine problem, do you have a genuine solution? If you have a genuine solution, then once you got the solution, what do you need to do? You need to build a network. See, understand, Thomas Alva Edison was not the first person who invented bulb. Yes, you heard it right. He was not the first person who invented bulb. He was the first person who knew how to build a network of customers and sell those bulbs. There were many people who invented bulb before him, but they did not know how to promote it, how to sell it, and how to build a company out of it. But Thomas Alva Edison did, right? So let's move to the next slide. So what is the biggest problem today? Oh my God, we are in India. And what is the biggest problem today in India is health. Now forget about the coronavirus thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about general health. You know, India is the diabetes capital of the world. By 2025, India will be the cancer capital of the world. Can you imagine? In next 5 years, in India, out of 10, this is WHO report, 7 people will be in the risk of cancer out of 10. Imagine. India is diabetes capital of the world. India is the obese capital of the world. Blood pressure levels, cholesterol is highest in India. So there are so many examples I can keep saying. Then the second problem is AIDS. What is AIDS? Acquired income deficiency syndrome. There's so much of unemployment, hand to mouth situation. Now there are more people than the jobs available. There is automation happening. There are firings happening. Government jobs have reduced. There is no pension. So income, the middle class size is increasing. And they say that rich is getting richer, poor is getting poorer. It is because poor people do not know how to become rich. It's simple. So these are the biggest problem. Can we go to the next slide? So if we solve these 2 problems, can we start a business? Yes. So health is a problem. So what can be a solution? So before we come to solution, let us understand your body first, because we are talking about health. So health is related to human body, because we are talking about human body. Now, what is the smallest part of our body? Or what is the smallest constituent of our cell, of our body is cell, right? Cell is the smallest part of our body. And when these cells combine together, they make tissues. When these tissues combine together, they make organ. And when these organs combine together, they make a system called a human body. So what is a human body? It's basically a machine developed by a god. Can you name any machine which is there outside your home right now, parked because you're not driving out of a lockdown? That's a bike, right? Now my question to you is, do you clean your bike outside? Yes. So do you clean your body outside? Yes. Do you get your body clean from inside? No, right? But do you clean your car or bike inside? Yes. You give it for servicing every 3 months or 2 months. Why? Because it's a machine, and any machine needs cleaning from both outside and inside. If I ask you, when was the last time you cleaned your body from inside? You did not. We did not, because in India that's not the culture. We have, yeah, that was the culture long back, but in today's world it has changed. We have become more modern. We forget that there is a very important segment of cleaning our body from inside. So when I say that somebody is unhealthy, what I am saying, his cell is unhealthy. When I say somebody is healthy, what I am saying, his cell is healthy. So when I say somebody has diabetes, what do I say? I am saying that his cells are not able to absorb or digest glucose. So his cell has problem. His cell has diabetes, not the person. And diabetes is not a disease, it's just a symptom, right? Then can we go to the next slide? So what do we learn? That if we fix the cell, the body will be fixed itself. Because if we fix the cell, tissues are fixed. If we fix the tissues, muscles are fixed. If we fix the muscle, what is fixed? Body is fixed. Organ is fixed. An organ is fixed, body is fixed. So what does a cell needs? So let us understand that there are 5 D's of health, right? First is diet. So when there is diet, and today's diet, you cannot say that, no, I have all the vitamins and minerals which is required by the body. If you say that, you are living in la la land, because today 90% of our food products are grown on heavy insecticide and pesticide. So not only you are deficient because of hybrid products which we eat, but also it has toxin in form of pesticide and insecticide. So our diet leads to deficiency, and deficiency leads to disease. And when you have a disease, only then you go to a doctor. And if you keep visiting doctor, where do you go? We all know that, right? Next, can we go to the next slide? So what do we need? So let us understand. This is life. This is life tree. See, who am I? The question is, who am I? My name is Vikas. I'm an engineer by education and a direct selling professional by profession, or a businessman by profession. That's secondary. But who am I first? I am a body first. What does my body need? My body needs 4 things. My body needs nutritive and quality food. Are we getting it? That's the question. My body needs clean water. Yes, may or may not be. I need fresh and pure air, clean air. Are we getting it? No. Average Bangalorean smokes 20 cigarettes per day if he is not a smoker. I need sound sleep or rest. Our body needs 4 things. Are we getting it? If the answer is no, then what do we need to do? So how are you going to fix the air? Can you fix the air? Yes, we can fix the water. We can have the best of water filters and we can fix the water. But can we fix the air? Can we fix the food? And we can also, of course, fix ourselves and be stress free. But can we fix everything, the pollution and so many things? No, we cannot. So if you look at this tree, at the root cause, what is the problem of all the diseases? All the diseases, the root cause is almost the same. Can we go back? The root cause is all the same. So what are the root causes? Processed food, stress, lack of sleep. On top of that, we have bad habits like smoking, alcohol, lack of socialization, inactivity, unhealthy diet. And because of all this, what we have? Diabetes, obesity, anxiety, cancer, hormonal imbalance, etc., etc. So if you look at the next slide, we can divide these root of all health issues into 2 parts. One is deposit of toxin, and second is lack of nutrition. So there are all the any disease you name, even the virus which is going on, coronavirus. What is it? It's a disease. So how does this disease happen? It happens because of the reason number 1, deposit of toxin. What is a toxin? Anything which is not required by the body is a toxin. So even a viral attack or a bacterial attack is also a toxin. So if you see, the entire health issue can be divided. The root cause can be either it is deposit of toxin or lack of nutrition. So when I say deposit of toxin, what are the forms of toxin? Food, air, water, emotions, unhealthy lifestyle, viruses and bacteria. Second, lack of nutrition or imbalanced food, acidic food. Our food, when I was in Vietnam, I saw people were eating green more and very less carbohydrate, and they were all fit. I was surprised that you can't guess the age of people there, because their food is 80% alkaline and 20% acidic. Look at your food dinner tonight. Look at your dinner tonight. I can guarantee you, if you are an Indian especially, your plate will have 80% acidic and 20% alkaline. Not even 20, 10% alkaline. That's the problem. The alkaline, acidic food which we eat is the biggest problem. We must shift our diet from acidic to alkaline. And the first one is nutrition is lacking from our food. We are cooking it. We are eating all hybrid. So where is nutrition coming from? Why average age of an Indian is 60, 65? But why a Japanese live longer? No, why? Because they understand nutrition, and they don't depend on food only to get nutrition. We'll see that what they depend on. So next, how do we fix these two problems? So these are the problems. So if we fix these two problems, can we get a solution? Yes, the answer is yes. So if we fix a solution, if we find a solution, we can build a business around it. Yes. So fix the root to get the desired fruit. That's the solution. So we have to fix the root. So how do we fix the root? So lack of nutrition can be fixed by cellular nutrition. So if we have something which can give nutrition at cellular level, that's how we are going to fix the lack of nutrition. How do we fix the deposit or toxin? If we have enough antioxidant or enough adequate detoxification happening in our body, then we can fix deposit or toxin. So one of the way to have enough detoxification or antioxidant is also to build your immune system. So when your immune system is higher, the viral and bacterial attack will have least of effect in your body, because detoxification or anti-aging or antioxidant is a part of detoxification process. So we follow the basic principle said by Hippocrates in 400 BC, that food is the best doctor, body is the best doctor, and food is the best medicine. Am I right? Body is the best doctor. Can you tell me a doctor for elephants? Can you tell me doctor for a lion in the jungle? I'm not talking about zoo. In jungle, animals don't fall sick until unless there is a human intervention. Why, when you go to a zoo, they say don't give food to these animals? Have you ever thought why it is written that don't give food? No, you have right intention. Oh, you see a monkey, you want to give him the banana. You see a tiger, you want to give him some meat. Right? So why it is said in zoo that don't give them food? Because they should not eat human food. If they eat human food, they'll get human diseases. So when in jungle, lion, tiger, and all these animals, snakes do not need a doctor. Why we need a doctor? God has sent us with a doctor, inbuilt doctor called body. When we give this doctor what the doctor wants, the doctor can fix the disease. So what the doctor wants in our body? They want food, the right food which has medicinal value, and that is called superfood. Any food which has best medicinal value, it's called a superfood. So what are the superfoods which we have heard of? We have heard of tulsi, we have heard of ginger, we have heard of green tea, we have heard of ashwagandha, we have heard of ginseng. These are some superfood. But there is a limit to the quantity of these superfood you can eat. See, ginger is very good for health, but if you eat too much, there are some side effects also. Banana is very good for health, but if you eat too much, there will be some problem, right? You will have loose motions. You cannot have 1 kg of tulsi, right? You can, but not every day. It's very difficult. So we should have something which is a superfood and which can be had even in small quantity with the biggest of result. How do we do that? Let us understand. What is a superfood? Any food which gives enough nutrition, which gives detoxification or has anti-aging property or has antioxidant, has phytonutrients, both micro and macro, it's called superfood. To make you understand in a layman term, any food which can help us look younger, it defies aging, means it beats aging and keeps us away from diseases, is called superfood. So do you know what is the world's #1 superfood? It's called Ganoderma. Ganoderma is world's #1 superfood. What is the world's second superfood? It's called spirulina. What is world's third most superfood? It's called Momi or Morinda satrophylla. And you know what? When it comes to Ganoderma, we are the world's number one from last 26 years. In fact, we are the first company in the world to to commercialize Ganoderma. It was not sold in a commercial way. It was sold in wet markets in Southeast Asia and Japan. And people used to buy this, make tea and drink it. But now, because of the science and technology, because of the patent which our company has registered 26 years back, this Ganoderma, we have the highest variety of Ganoderma through tissue culture. And with this Ganoderma, we make it in powder form or a capsule form, and we consume this Ganoderma. Now let us see. So what is Ganoderma? So Ganoderma means, it's a Greek word called Gano means shiny, derma means skin. Ganoderma is called Rishi mushroom in Japan because they believe it came from a Rishi from India. It has a written history of 5,000 years and oral history of 10,000 years. It is also been mentioned in Senong Ben Shaojin, the classical herbal medicine. It has also been mentioned in Charak Sahita and Charak Chikitsa. It is also mentioned in Wahe Salah, Wakra Ayat 5761 in Quran, and it has spiritual values. This herb is known to human, especially Indians, from 10,000 years. But because of our university, Takshila and Nalanda being destroyed, we lost our written evidences. But there are some countries who preserved our own herb, and they believe, Japan believes that it came from India, but Chinese believe that it came from China. So that's different. Next, we go to the next slide. So what makes Ganoderma the king of herb? Why it is called the king of herb? Why it is called the #1 superfood? Because it is the only herb which has 400 plus bioactive ingredient. And when you consume the Ganoderma which we have, it is processed in such a way that the bioactive ingredients are retained, because it is a non-processed product. How do you differentiate between processed and non-processed? You will come to know in our trainings. It has 23,000 international units of antioxidant. What is antioxidant? This is the factor which defines detoxification and anti-aging. And the most important thing, it's an adaptogen. Now, this was said by a Nobel Prize winner, and he classified Ganoderma as a adaptogen. And he said that Ganoderma is an adaptogen, and even the medical field today believes it's an adaptogen. What is an adaptogen? Any food, any superfood or any herb which is non-toxic or has no side effect. It is not limited to any organ or any tissue. It is for the overall body. So don't ask at the end of the presentation what will be the side effect. It has no side effect. Even if you consume the entire bottle, there is no side effect because it's an adaptogen. It will be adopted by the body. So what does Ganoderma do? Why it is called the #1 herb? Because it does two things. There are so many companies who are selling supplements. So what happens with supplement? You are only giving nutrition. But Ganoderma is not just nutrition. It is also having therapeutic value. Means the ability to heal your body by giving the body what it wants. It's not curing any disease. It is just helping the body to cure itself. Isn't that amazing? Let's go to the next slide. So if you see the international unit of antioxidant, what do you see? That spirulina has an international unit of antioxidant 61,900. Ganoderma 23,000. Ginger 14,000. Garlic 5,700. Spinach 1,500. And green tea 500. Imagine how people, there are people who made billions out of green tea. Imagine. Now today I am telling you that there is something which is 10,000 times or 1,000 times better than green tea in terms of antioxidant. That's Ganoderma and spirulina. If few people can make billion out of green tea, can we make few million? That's the question. Can you go to the next slide? And I'm sure most of you in this Zoom meeting have never heard of this herb Ganoderma. How it works? See, there are so many scientific terms written on your slide. Don't worry. I want this presentation to be simple so that it can be understood by everybody. So you can see what this Ganoderma does in your body. To explain that in the layman term, I'll tell you what it does. The moment you start consuming Ganoderma, it will start scanning your body. It will find out which are the cells which requires its attention, which are the cells which has lack of nutrition and toxin. So the moment it scans it, it finds out. It will take 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to find out what is the problem. And if there is no problem, it will keep cleaning your cell. It will keep keeping you healthy. So it can be taken by a sick person and also a healthy person. So if a sick person takes it, his body will heal itself. You name any disease, it is not going to work on disease. It's going to work on the body, and the person will heal himself. Isn't it amazing? So it scans. Then what it does, once it finds out what is the problem, it starts cleaning. It starts removing the toxin. It starts giving the nutrition. It starts repairing the cell. It starts regulating the cell. It starts rejuvenating the cell. And top of that, we have this spirulina and other products which can help you give enough nutrition. Spirulina is considered the world's most nutritive food after mother's milk. So now the question is, how do you procure this Ganoderma Vikas? How do we consume this Ganoderma Vikas? So there are two things, two options which I can give you. First is go to jungles of Himalayas, Tibet, Southeast Asia, Japan, and recognize this herb, and then bring it from the forest, dry it up. After it is dried, boil it in hot water for some time and drink that liquid. Very easy, right? No, it's not easy. Second, be a part of $1 billion e-commerce venture, which is world's #1 in not just selling Ganoderma, but also in cultivating Ganoderma, also in in packaging Ganoderma, also in delivering Ganoderma, also in supplying and marketing and distribution of Ganoderma. So we are $1 billion, $1.8 billion turnover company last year, and we are called DXN Health, Wealth and Happiness is our logo, and this is the world's #1 e-commerce platform for Ganoderma. And can you believe that I, sitting in here in India, can promote any of these DXN products in 180 countries? Isn't it amazing? See, you can also take affiliate of Amazon and Flipkart. You know affiliate marketing, right? Where you register and you become affiliate. You can promote any product from Amazon and Flipkart, and you get paid. That's called affiliate marketing. Now here, you see in the affiliate marketing, you get paid only once. But in here, once you build a distribution network, once you refer a customer, or once you bring a customer, you will get paid for rest of your life the time he buys it. So it's the biggest e-commerce venture. We'll see it next. Now we are present in almost 180 countries, 140 plus product, 9 million customers and distributors worldwide. We are the #1 and number 15th in terms of direct selling 2018. We started in year 1993. And he is the man behind it. Now listen to this very, very carefully. It is not just started by a businessman. He's not a businessman. He's an industrialist. Do you know the difference between businessman and industrialist? Here, I can give an example of India. In India, Mr. Ambani is a businessman, but Ratan Tata is an industrialist. He is not doing business only for money. That's how you see Tata is a happier company. So similarly, our CEO is not a businessman, he is an industrialist. He actually came from a very middle class family. He has graduated from IIT Kharagpur. He got his 2 degrees in alternative medicine from Indian Board of Alternative Medicine. Then he got 22 international awards, including the highest civilian award of Malaysia, Albert Switzer Award, World Peace Award, Alternative Medicine Research Institute Award from Canada, the Mother Teresa International Award. He has got 24 international awards for his contribution. He's a scientist himself for contribution in health and alternate medicine. And we are called one world, one market, and all under one roof. Means we have our own farms, we have our own cultivation, we have our own processing, manufacturing, own distribution and marketing. Can we go to the next slide, please? We are called one world, one market. One world, one market means being here in India, I can build business in any of these countries. Being here in India, I can not only build my business, the products can be supplied in all these countries. So everything. So we don't have to go to that country or do a separate paperwork to start our business. By click of button, even after the presentation is over, you can just register through a registration link and launch your business in 180 countries without doing formalities in all 180 countries. You just need to do your KYC in the country of origin. Isn't it that amazing? You do your KYC in India, and now you can get paid from Malaysia, you can get paid from Pakistan, you can get from US, from Canada, any country. And these are some certifications. We have got tons and tons of awards and certificates, so I don't have to give an elaborate lecture on that. So what are the product portfolio? So we have major 3 product portfolio. One is the Ayurvedic superfood. Second is food and beverages. Now let me tell you, how many of you have coffee? How many of you love tea? How many of you love health drink products? How many of you use skincare products? How many of you use personal care products? All of you. So let us see the product portfolio. Number 1 is our Ganoderma, that is RGGL. It is one is harvested after 18 days, one is harvested after 19 days. One acts as a balancer, other acts as a detoxifier. So it is a combination of RG. Then spirulina, as I said, 60%, the highest protein source on naturally available to human being. It is also called astronaut food because all the astronauts in NASA take spirulina when they go on space. Can you imagine? It has GLA, gamma laconic acid, which is only present in mother's milk, which is very good for brain and overall development and nutrition of the brain cells. Can you imagine? It is the most nutritive food after mother's milk, and it has GLA, which is only present in mother's milk. Now, this is called Morinda citrophila, which is called God's own fruit. It has the highest form of beta carotene, vitamin C, and vitamin E, which is very good for immune booster, right? Reduce the cellular damages, nervous issues. This is an absolutely amazing 100% natural fruit juices. Roselle, again, 100% natural fruit juices, no preservative added whatsoever. Next. The best part, we have 6 factories in India, and you can visit these factory on a prior notice. You can go there, you can visit how all products are manufactured. Will anybody do that? Have you ever heard that Hindustan Liver Limited or Procter & Gamble is taking you to their factories and showing you how it is made? I bet they won't. Beverage section. Now, I know most of you love coffee and tea, but you cannot have more than 2 or 3 cups because it gives acidity, right? Now, all these images which you see on your screen, all these coffee and tea is an alkaline coffee. It's a vegan coffee, means no dairy product use, no milk use. The milk which is used in this coffee is from the plants, not from the animal. The sugar is sugarcane, like sugarcane sugar. It is highly alkaline in nature. Some of them are sugar free and absolutely delicious. Don't you want to replace your coffee with this coffee? Right? That's my question to you. Would you like to try and have a look at these products? Now, DXN, we have food category like cookies, virgin coconut oil for cooking. Then we have this oats, millets, superfood. So amazing, personal care. So I can keep explaining you. Now, the soap which you see here, I can guarantee you, if you use this soap, you will never use any other soap because the TFM is 76%, 100% natural of palm oil and Ganoderma mix. Isn't it amazing? Next. So these are products, and who can use this? Anybody in the entire family can use it. A pregnant woman can use it. 1-day child can use it. 10-year-old child can use it. 5-year-old child can use it. Old people, 90 years old people can use it. Young people can use it. Anybody can use all of our product without any problem because these are all natural products, right? As anybody can eat an apple, they can eat Ganoderma. There are thousands of testimonies on YouTube. There are thousands and thousands of millions of testimonies on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and just type DXN. You will be amazed to see the testimonies of our product. Now, let us understand the business. Now, that's the product part. But let us talk about business. We all are here for business, right? So how does the business model work? It's very simple. Now, let us understand who makes more money. Is it the manufacturer or is it the customer? Who makes more money? The person who connects both of them. Who connects both of them today? Amazon, Flipkart. So any platform which connects manufacturer and customer, they make more money than the manufacturer and of course the customer. Who makes more money? The cab driver or the passenger? It's Uber who makes more money. So what is Amazon and Uber? They are in distribution of a product or of a service. Who makes more money? The hotel owner or the traveler? It's the Oyo rooms because they connect between hotel owners and the customer. So if you see who is making more money today, people who are involved into distribution business, they make more money. People who are involved in distribution make money, business, they make more money. And what are the ways of distribution? Let us see. First is called a traditional way, wherein a product is manufactured, it reaches wholesaler, distributor, retailer, and then the customer. On top of that, Amitabh Bachchan and Shahrukh Khan comes on TV and says, "Kuch meeta ho jaye." Cadbury pays him 100 crores and Amitabh Bachchan is diabetic from 20 years. Shahrukh Khan says, "मैं on पहन के शाहरुख बन गया." On banyan. Do you think he wears on banyan? Not even his servants would wear on. But he comes on TV. These people are promoters of the product, but may or may not be the user of the product. So in this case, what is happening? The cost, mad cost, the marketing, advertisement, and distribution cost is higher. The customer is paying more from his pocket, and the middlemen are enjoying it. Right? Next. So the another way of distribution is the franchisee distribution. So what is franchisee? We all know McDonald's franchisee, KFC is franchisee. So what they do, they themselves don't sell anything. They'll train you to sell their products. Of course, they started with selling their products, they got experience and then they give franchise you. So as I told you, that people in the right quadrant, they work for some time. They work for 10-15 years. So the owner of McDonald's, Ray Kroc, worked for 10-15 years. After that, when he died, his money is still chasing him. He's a dead billionaire today. He was a billionaire when he was living, and today he's dead. He's still a billionaire. Why? Because he taught Vikas, he taught Sonika, he taught Raj, he taught Vivek, he taught Mayank to sell burgers. And we paid 3 crores to get the franchisee. We invested 3 crores to run the franchisee. And we give 3% every day, every single day to McDonald. And McDonald says keep 97%. But he is giving me 97%. But who's more rich? McDonald. Why? Because this 3% today is coming from 48,000 outlets across the globe. You understood? How he multiplied? How did McDonald use other people's time, other people's skill, other people's money? You can see this diagram. Can we go back to the previous slide? If you see the slide here, McDonald is not selling any burger. So he's not using his skill anymore. He has trained. He has given me training on the skills. He gave the training to Raj how to sell it. Now Raj has put his money to open the franchisee. He's putting his time to run the franchisee, and he is using McDonald's skill to run the business. So now McDonald, Ray Kroc can retire. He can have pom-pom, plenty of money with peace of mind. This is a very good distribution model, but what is happening? It is an unequal distribution. Means the person who is buying the franchisee will make less money than the person who is selling the franchisee. So what if we remove the demerits of first and second distribution model and combine them together? Will that be interesting? Absolutely right. Here comes the hybrid model. The hybrid model is called the personal franchisee model or the network marketing model. What happens? So blue color, you can see blue dot is you. So what it means, I can, let's say this you blue dot is me. So I can give the franchisee of DXN. Now DXN is a $1 billion company with so effective product line, which has been awarded in more than 40 plus countries. We have more than 24 international awards. And I took the franchisee of DXN. How much should I pay? At least 1 crore, right? No, you don't have to pay anything. I just fill a form and I can give franchisee to anybody. So let's say I give franchisee to ABC, XYZ, SHI. I gave this franchisee to these people. Now, as in McDonald, if Vikas has bought the franchisee and his friend Raj saw Vikas making money in McDonald's, will Vikas be able to give franchisee of McDonald to Raj? No. Only McDonald has right to give the franchisee. But here what is happening? If I gave this franchisee to B, B has rights to give it to E. So there is no inequality. Means that everybody is equal here. Everybody is equal, and there is nothing like that one person will make more money, other person will not make more money. The money or the profit which we generate is on the individual capacity and the network that person builds. It has nothing to do with the position. So you can be the distributor of the franchisee to any number of people. There is no limit, and they will be rewarded for their purchase and their sale as well. So how do we earn? And the MAD cost, the marketing, advertisement and distribution cost, is now being distributed to these people. So is it not fair that I use a product and promote a product? I used all DXN products and promote a product, but Shahrukh Khan is not using all Unilever product and promoting the product. So ethically, I am again right, because I use a product and I promote the product. Can you go to the next slide? Last slide. So how do we earn in this business? Next. So we earn in the business by one simple decision which you have to do today. One simple conscious decision. Replace your brand with the quality brand of DXN. Now I'm not telling you to replace your Pepsodent with Colgate. That's just a replacement of brand. But here I'm asking you to replace your brand by a quality brand. This is a conscious decision. Now you say no to that Colgate or Pepsodent which has saccharin, which has coloring, which has so many cancerous elements which you put in your mouth every day, every single morning when you get up. Now if people watching on this webinar are diabetic, do you know that what is saccharin? How more powerful sugar it is, how it is so bad for your health. And early morning when you get up, you brush your teeth with that. Can you take a conscious decision today that you replace that toothpaste which you are using with the DXN toothpaste which has no saccharin, no coloring, 100% natural? You can know if you have acidity problem, emergency, you just mix it with water, drink it. If you have headache, apply it on your head. If you have burns, cut, insect bite, apply it on your skin. Multi-purpose toothpaste. That's how it is called, the food paste. Can you do that? If you replace your product with DXN, which is better it is not FMCG product. If it is FMH HCG product. Previous slide, please. So can you replace that? Can you replace your brand, right? So once you replace your brand, what will happen? You will get a business opportunity to build business in 180 plus countries. And the best part is you start making money from your own purchase. Isn't it amazing? You start getting cash back on your own purchase, starting from 6% to 25%. We'll see that next. Can you go to the next slide, please? So what are you doing? You are becoming a prosumer. Means you are becoming a promoter as well as you are becoming a customer or a consumer. Isn't it more ethical and more fantastic that I consume the product which I promote? And when I consume certain product, I will promote it only when it is nice, isn't it? So when I become a prosumer, I get a chance to be a franchisee or a distributor for DXN. And once I register as a prosumer, I become a distributor, and now I have distribution right for 180 plus country. And are we doing this? Yes, we are doing this every single day. We promote a movie, we promote a restaurant, we promote a doctor, we promote a teacher, we promote everything, but we don't get paid. Here, by doing the same thing with your use, you promote it and build a network of prosumer who can do the same. So when you build a network of prosumer which you can do the same, that's how you make money. Isn't it amazing? As I said, anybody, you saw the quadrant, in the right quadrant, tell me one person who has not built a network. Now some of you might, oh, I have to build a network. If you can't build a network, be ready to die broke. You see, any wealthy person has learned to build a network. So my dear friend, and if you don't know to build a network, don't worry. That's how we have V-Champions. That's how we have the training platform. That's how we help you to build your network, online, offline, the way you want to do it. There are people who are making millions doing it offline also. There are people making millions using online process also. We have both the options in DXN. So now let's see, how do you get started? Very good. See, I spoke for almost half an hour now, and you got the idea of health and wealth. You got the idea of our product. So what did you do? You registered with a DXN as a distributor, as a customer, as a prosumer, and now you are ready to launch your business in 180 plus country. You can do it from your home, attend trainings, give training, share the products online. So what you are doing, you are making people aware of the products, of the services, about the business opportunity in the right manner, in the right ethical manner. But after the training, not without the training. After your training is done, now you can see the person in the black suit is giving a training kit to his new distributor or new franchisee partner. And once he trains to that person, once he trains to that person, now that person becomes a distributor or starts doing what he's doing, and that's how the person in the black suit starts building his distribution network. Now this network is full of customers and prosumers, means people are just using the product and people who are using and promoting the product. So it's not compulsory that you have to promote the product. You can just remain a customer also. Now what do you do? What did you do in doing this? You actually planted a money tree. From our childhood, we have heard that money cannot grow on trees. Who said? Plant the right tree. See, this is the problem with middle class. In our family, they taught पाँव उतना ही फैलाना चाहिए जितना बड़ा चादर हो. Spread your leg as per your size of the blanket. But I asked one day to my mom that if I have to spread my legs as per size of my blanket, why don't we change a blanket? We have a bigger blanket. They say पैसे पेड़ पे नहीं उगते हैं. You should know which tree to plant. My dear friends, if you are understanding this, what I'm sharing with you right now, it will change your life drastically. Have you ever imagined that every single time somebody is taking bath, you can make money? Every single time somebody is sipping coffee in his home, you will make money. Every single time somebody is eating that spirulina and ganoderma, you are making money. Every time somebody is shampooing his head, you will make money. Every time somebody is applying the skincare products, you are making money. Even if you make 10 paisa, 20 paisa, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, you can just imagine that you are doing nothing actually. You did once. You made people aware of the product and you get paid for lifetime. Isn't it amazing? Right? Why company is giving you that? Because you actually build a network and you maintain your network. Now there are 10 ways to earn money in DXN, and I can promise you I cannot explain all these 10 in one go. So we'll have a special sessions. We have special sessions every week where we explain everything in detail. Right now it is only you should only understand this, that we have 10 ways to earn money. Next. So how do we get started, right? So, but before we go to how do we get started, let's see, all of us, if we are aware of our immune system, we know that our immune system has to be built. we take a conscious decision of changing our FMCG product to FMFCG product, we anyhow spend 3,000 rupees per month on these products. But let's say, if you spend 3,000 rupees and you have prosumer who are spending 3,000 rupees per month, so approximately 36,000 rupees per year. So let me take it much lesser. Let me reduce it by 10 or 11,000. So that is 25,000 rupees per year. You and your customers or prosumers do that. Means you are also doing it, other people are also doing it. And let's say you have 3 people whom you have educated them about this. You have brought them into this webinar. You have shared this idea with them, and 3 of them do the same thing. Only 3. And then teach these 3 to do the same thing. That's how you build a network, right? So when you went to your job, who gave the training? Let's say you started working for Tata's. Who gave you the training? Ratan Tata gave you the training? No, right? He had people whom he gave training. That person gave training to somebody. That person gave training to somebody. So now they have a system to give training. So similarly, we have a system, we champions, to give training. So can you duplicate? Can you teach these 3 people who are interested to build the network? So I'm talking about these 3 people are somebody who are interested to build a network. So let's say these 3 people do a purchase of 6,000 rupees, 25,000 rupees per year. Your income in the first generation, let's say 6,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees, right? So now they do that 3 people. So entire year, you have only 3 people. Entire year. So you made 6,000 rupees. Isn't it amazing? 6,000 rupees for doing almost nothing. Now, let's say you teach them to do the same. You make 18,000 rupees. They teach to do the same. You made 54,000 rupees. They teach to do the same. You made 1,62,000 rupees. So what will happen if you teach it to up to 8 generation, up to 8 levels? You can see the number on the screen. Now tell me, how much time did you take to make this money in your job? Almost 2 crores. How much time did you take? Till what time did you cross 2 crore income from your job? Some of you would say, oh, I have not crossed yet. You know what? From this business, I'm very, very close to it. And I'm 31, right? So does it make sense? How did I do that? See, if I could have worked my entire life, I would have made 4 crore rupees, because based on my profession and my friend's salary, I have from a very good school, college, and I have a very good academics, I would have made that much in my entire life. But the business which I am into, that I can make in a year, that I can make in a month. And there are people who are making it. I will show one person who really inspired me. So can we go to the next slide? So before we go that, why choose GXN? I have already told you choose GXN because it's the largest Ganoderma company. It's the first company to introduce vertical farming in Ganoderma. It's the first company to have SIMP and IOC business plan running together. It's a only company to have 2 parallel plans running parallelly. It provides health, wealth, and happiness in the society. So we are world #1 eco farm. And the best part is there is no joining fees. How do you get started? There is no membership fees, no joining fees. You can just choose to be customer, the business owner, or a big business owner. You can just go online right now and just click on this link, and then you can choose any of our product, and hey, you get started with the business. Isn't it amazing? By just doing some purchase, you get started with the business. So what are the options available to you? The registration is free, but let's say you want to be customer. So we recommend you that you do a minimum purchase of 1,000 PV. So every product has DP, distributor price, and the PV, point value. So every product gets points. So when these points are converted, you get paid. So these points, after accumulation, it gets converted, and that's how you get paid. So as a customer, you buy product anywhere between 2,500 and 3,500, and you get from your own purchase, you get somewhere from 0% to 25% cashback. Then there is a smarter way where you become a business operator. So most of you attending this Zoom meeting wanted to do business, right? That's how you are here. So you can become a business operator by registering into the same plan by having a purchase of 3,000 PV. That is approximately 9,000 to 10,000. And with your own purchase, you can make somewhere around 6 to 37%, and your income from your sale or from your recommendations or from your promotion will be from 6% to 37%. But if you choose the smartest way, that is the big business operator, wherein you have the SIMP and IOC combined together, you get started with 23,000 rupees product, and then your income from promotion and your self purchase can be from 6% to 52%. So it's very simple. Now tell me, my dear friend, listen to me very carefully. If you want to start a tea business in Jayanagar, in Bangalore, you want to open a tea shop, how much money do you need? In place like Jayanagar, minimum 6 lakhs. Minimum. Now tell me, somebody from Whitefield will come to have tea in your tea shop? People living in that area of 2 to 3 kilometers will only come to your tea shop. And you will have to be there from morning till evening to make money. But here I am telling, educate people. Now promote this product. I'm not telling you to sell this tea coffee. I'm telling you, educate people about this tea coffee. Ask them to replace their brand. Ask them to do a conscious replacement of the product, the tea and coffee. And that can be from India. That can be from anywhere outside India. That can be from any geographical location. And you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to be there all the time. And you can make more money than the guy who runs a tea shop, because your presence is not required. And how much money do you need? 6 lakh rupees? No. You can get started with 10,000. You can get started with 23,000. You can also get started with 3,000 rupees. It is up to you, my friend. It is up to you. See, I am giving all my energy to explain you this because this business changed my life. And it is so simple, so simple, so simple that people don't understand it. And this is human nature. Simple things are not understood by people. Complex things are respected and and understood by people. When I talk some complex thing, I talk certain language which you don't understand, then you will say, oh wow, very nice. But I spoke something very simple. I just asked you to change your coffee and tea, and you can make millions. You don't believe? Let's go to the next slide. Right? So how do you do that? See, I know most of you don't have any business background. Even I did not have any business background. But you know what? There is an experience behind it. V Champion has an experience of 7 years in training and mentorship. So for this, you have to pay one-time registration fee, online and offline, subscription fee of 2,500 rupees. And you can get all the kinds of training and support which is required to build your network. Go to the next slide. So as I said, there are so many people in India doing this business, but my personal favorite is C. Not because she speaks very well. In fact, she does not know how to speak properly. She hardly speaks in Hindi. She is from a place called Bihar Sharif in Bihar. And earlier, 3 years back, she could only speak the local language. But now she has undergone some Hindi training classes. So now she is able to speak Hindi. Now this lady, she is an Angutha Chhap, a totally uneducated lady, 5th standard fail. And she started doing this business as a housewife. Her name is Dharamsila Kumari and her husband standing next to her. Her husband was dead against this business. But today you see he is standing next to the CEO and taking the picture. The same husband who was not dead against, but she proved it. She proved it to her husband that it is better than your job. Her husband was a normal graduate from BSc and he was doing a normal job. But today she makes more than 3 millions per month. Yes, my friend. Most of you watching this webinar might be a software engineer. If I ask your salary, annual package, if you say 40 lakhs, she makes that in a month. So you can understand that, right? And you can read that in magazines. So we have magazines every 6 months we have magazines. So you can see that their pictures and everything. So it's not that I'm just saying it. You can meet them in our events. No, there are a lot of webinars happening. She comes as a guest in some of the webinars. Next, right now there is an offer. If you choose to start with the business operator, you can choose package 1. If you choose to start as a customer, you can choose a package 2. If you choose package 2, you have this free. If you choose package 1, you have this free on your screen. Spirulina and virgin coconut oil, which is an edible oil. Next. Now this virgin coconut oil on the screen, which you are seeing right now, I'll tell you, this is the world's #1 virgin coconut oil, cold press. It is made through cold press technology. It is made of 20 raw coconuts. And this has the best way to build your immune system. That's how the promotion is called, the immunity package promotion. And see, my favorite statement which I heard, and that's how I took the decision. If someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you don't know whether you can do it or not, say yes and learn how to do it. Before we end the session, my last 3 questions to you. If not this, then what? Haven't you looking for opportunities from centuries? If so, if not this, then what? If not now, then when? And if not you, then who? You have somebody better than you? Do let us know. Thank you so much for being part of this Zoom meeting. Get in touch with the person who has invited you, and let's enjoy doing the business together. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. You can get in touch with the person who has invited you and get your doubts clarified with them.